Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence. Stand, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence. You may be seated.
This is Sports Center.
Welcome to Toro Sports Center. First thing we want to lead off with today is talking about the Spanish Fort basketball teams. The Spanish Fort basketball teams, they played last night at Foley, and you'll get those results here in a little bit. But let's talk about their game from Tuesday night. Now, as I watched the girls' games, I saw that they were getting better over time. And I think that Coach Moore's doing a great job, and those girls are just going to get better as the year goes on, and we're going to see them get those victories a little bit later in the season. The guys' team, they won by 14, but I think if you asked Coach, I think Coach Daniels would be a little upset. What did he say at the end of the game, Pearson?
We weren't hustling. We weren't on our game. Didn't run any plays, just rebounding. We just got out hustled. So, we just got to work on that. We're working hard at practice, and we're going to get better.
Well, they were led by Cade Fournette with 18 points and Jackson Rogers with 8. And they won by 14 and had a bad game. So what are our expectations for these guys this year? Are we expecting championships?
I'm not going to say championship because, it's just the start.
Let's remember, it's Gulf Shores, too. It's Gulf Shores.
Okay, but I think they can go pretty well. They 3-point loss to Fairhope, one of the best basketball teams in middle school. I expect big things from the 8th grade boys.
All right, from there, let's transition into high school. The high school Friday night is going to play Sylacauga, 8-3. They're going for their 21st straight victory. 21 in a row. Do they get 21?
They get 21.
Of course they do.
What's the score, guys? What are we expecting here?
59-14.
I'm going with Mark, blowout.
I got 49-12.
49-12?
It's always hard to play on the road, but Coach Freeman's got them boys playing right where they should be. So
they've been there for 2 days already. They know what to expect when they get there. I'm expecting a blowout. I'm expecting the biggest game of the entire Toro season to be next Friday night with Jackson up on the hill, playing the number 2 team in 5A up on the hill. I think that's going to be the best game. Let's transition from high school to college. We got a couple of great games on the schedule for this week. Number 1, let's talk about the game of the week. Auburn at home playing a now more healthy Georgia team. So what do we got, Mark? Auburn or Georgia?
Well, this is going to be a good one. Auburn, 1 loss this season. Shouldn't happen. But Todd Gurley's going to be back in this game. If they can stop the run game, then I'm still going to say Auburn. But I just think Auburn's going to pull this one out.
All right, he's got Auburn pulling it out. Anybody else got a thought on that one?
high scoring, no defense. So last person had the ball going to win the game.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see Auburn with 1 loss when they play Alabama at the end of the year. All right. Next game, Oklahoma State and Texas. Coach, what do you got?
Oklahoma State's playing pretty good ball right now. Texas is too, but Texas just lost Jonathan Gray last week. They do have other running backs, but Texas jumped into the top 25, and I think they're going to get bumped right back out. So.
All right, so he's going to OK State. I've got this one, this next one, South Alabama at Navy. Okay, so they're playing Navy at Navy. That means they're playing against the triple option. I think this is the upset game of the week for me. I feel deep within myself that the Jags have enough to take down Navy. Navy's going to just run triple option, and I think the Jags can stop them.
Is it a way?
Go Jags. It's at Navy. It's at Annapolis.
Just remember, South Alabama's lost a lot of games within the last seconds of the game.
Yeah, it's been very, very close. All their losses have been only by a few points. All right. The big number 1 Alabama Crimson Tide is playing at Mississippi State this weekend. So, Brock, what do we expect from this game?
A blowout, and all I really got to say is roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Blowout.
All right. And our last game, since we're doing number 1, that means number 2 is Florida State right now.
Hey.
Florida State is playing at home versus Syracuse. Is this even a game, Pearson?
No, absolutely not. It's not going to be a game. Jameis Winston's unstoppable right now. There is some controversy, but he's just gonna have another big game as usual. So.
All right, so guys, on this panel, we talked about this earlier. We expecting Alabama playing Florida State national championship right here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the leading Heisman right here is going to take Florida State all the way to
So he's thinking Jameis Winston for.
championship.
Stop right there.
I think you're getting a little too ahead of yourself there, sir. But
I'm on a bunch of Alabama.
But all right, let's say if Alabama or Florida State doesn't make it in for whatever reason, we believe that they will. But if they don't, who has the better team to get in there? Ohio State or Baylor?
Baylor.
Ohio State.
You know, Ohio State and Baylor are kind of like alike because they score a bunch of points per game. You know, they average a ton of points. So, but I would go with Ohio State overall.
Well, I'm going to
Yeah,
go
I
with
think-
Baylor. I mean, Baylor has actually played people. I'm going to be honest with you. Ohio State, I really haven't seen anybody they've played good. And Baylor still puts the same amount of point on teams that they actually okay besides,
Go
you know,
with Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Baylor's a better team, but unfortunately they got to play a lot of big teams coming up. So if they can stay undefeated,
3 games away,
or,
I mean,
I think they'll go.
They have a few big games in their schedule, and then I heard Mark say that his Heisman candidate was Mr. Winston. Does anybody have another Heisman candidate in
Johnny
mind?
Manziel.
You still think Johnny Manziel
Yeah,
can
he's
win the
number
Heisman?
two. He's number 2 on
I
the
know.
Heisman
I'm
watch.
just gonna say he's came back now. I mean, I'm not gonna say
He's number 2
he's
on the
number
Heisman
2,
watch.
and then that's all I gotta say. I mean,
I have a
He
dark
does a lot
horse
of
pick
picks.
for the Heisman. He probably won't win it. Won't even come close. It's not A.J. McCarron. A.J. McCarron won't win.
AJ McCarron.
But if you look at Baylor's quarterback, Bryce Petty.
Yeah.
Okay? Bryce Petty scores 5 total touchdowns in their game against Oklahoma. 5 total, rushing and passing. Yes, Johnny Manziel scores 5 touchdowns. He also throws 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Bryce Petty throws none.
Yes, but when you look
Well,
at the
James-
Heisman,
Okay.
well,
Jameis Winston.
But-
too,
a Heisman, you have to.
Not
I
even
mean,
that
you call
much.
it.
So yeah, and I mean that's the only thing that's hurting him is
Yeah.
his numbers because they're playing blowout games. And the thing that's helping out Johnny Manziel is the fact they have no defense, so they have to keep him on the field for 8 years.
It's the
All right.
Heisman Holiday.
Now, so we transition from college now to pro, and Coach, you've got the pro games this week. What do we expect?
All right, early games. We have Baltimore at Chicago.
Chicago.
Mark, what do you think's going to win that one?
Chicago, they beat the Packers. Chicago.
Yep, it's hard. It's not hard to beat someone with a third-string quarterback.
No matter keep losing, they're gonna lose all the way to on the bottom, like Alabama will.
I'm going to take Baltimore by 7 because Chicago's got some injuries and they just can't seem to get it together. But the other early game is Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Brock, what do you got on Atlanta, Tampa Bay?
I'm gonna have to go Atlanta. I like Atlanta. I mean, they don't have Julio Jones. I mean, but they have Rodney White and they have their quarterback. I mean, I'm gonna go with Atlanta.
I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. Tampa Bay's playing good ball right now. They're at home.
Okay.
Atlanta's not playing good ball. I say Tampa Bay wins by a field goal.
But you,
I say the game isn't worth watching. You got 1-8 versus 3 and 6 or 4.
Get your yard
It's
work
not.
done early.
Just go do something
That
outside.
way
It'd
you
probably
can
be better.
watch
Better
San
yet.
Francisco, New Orleans in the afternoon. Pearson, who you got San Francisco, New Orleans?
That's a good one.
Whew. All right, you got me the hard game, huh? All right, so
Well, I'll take a
it's
bet
gonna
on
be
this
tough.
one.
I got 49ers. I got to go with them.
49ers.
I think Drew Brees is gonna step up big. And I think he's gonna blow his their defense out. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
49ers.
Here's the reason why the Saints will win. It's not because Drew Brees blows the defense out. It's because Kaepernick has not thrown a touchdown in forever. He's thrown 9 all year. 9 touchdowns all year. The Saints defense is going to blitz that run until they can't run it anymore. Saints win because of their defense for once, not because of Drew Brees.
I think Saints win large as well. I got that as being blow up. And then the late game is Kansas City, the undefeated Chiefs, versus Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos in Denver.
I think it's going to be the formerly undefeated Kansas City Chiefs as the Denver Broncos come into town. I don't care if Peyton Manning is out there on crutches. He will throw for 3 touchdowns against
I
the
like
Kansas
it.
City Chiefs. They have the best, I will give them this, they have the best pair of pass rushers I've ever seen with Tom Bahali on one side and Houston on the other. They're like number 2 and number 4 in total sacks, both of them, and number 2 and number 4 respectively. And they are great at defense, but Alex Smith, Peyton Manning, who are you going to win with? It's not that hard. Peyton Manning.
I personally think it's going to be a close game. Both teams are coming to play, so it'd be interesting. It'd be a good game to watch.
What about the Packers?
Packers got the lowly Giants this week, and they come up with a win.
No, they're not. They got a third-string quarterback.
I'd beware of
Aaron
the
Rodgers-
Giants.
Aaron Rodgers
Beware of the
did that.
Giants.
Beware of the Giants.
All right, that's all we've got for you. Now back to class.
Roll time. Roll.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Daniel with today's lunch menu. Today we are having Crispitos, string cheese, kernel corn, broccoli, and fruit.
Good morning, Spanish Fort Middle School. This is Brittany Norman with a few words of wisdom. Listen to these famous words spoken by former President John F. Kennedy during his inaugural speech in 1961. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So what can you do for your country? Ask a young person. You can contribute in more ways than you may think. You can volunteer in your community and your school. You can help a neighbor who is ill or in need. You can write to the legislators about things that concern you. Just because you are young, don't ever think that you can't make a difference. Today, remember the words of John F. Kennedy and ask yourself what it is you can do for your country. Then do it. With something to think about, this is Brittany Norman. Make it a great day, or not, the choice is yours.